Hey guys, so we are going to talk about all types of sentences today. We're going to start with simple and compound. What's a simple sentence? It includes a subject and a predicate, and it expresses a complete thought. So, our subject is the who or the what the sentence is about, and our predicate is the verb in that sentence. So, an example, my new kitten was hiding under the bed, or it was a hot day. Kitten is my subject, was hiding is my predicate. It, even though it's a pronoun, it can be a noun or a pronoun for your subject. It is my subject, was a hot day. Literally, you can have a sentence that's only 2 words as long as it's subject and predicate and it has a complete thought. So, I win. That's a complete sentence. My subject is I, my verb is win. So, I win. That is a sentence. So, you can have a 2-word sentence. It's okay. You just have to have a subject and a predicate with a complete thought. So that's simple sentences. And we've got compound sentences. We have those fanboys. So we have complete on the left, complete on the right, a comma and a fanboy. Make it right. What are our fanboys? For and nor but or yet so. These are fanboys. This I know. For and nor but or yet so. These are fanboys. This I know. Fanboys connect to complete sentences with a comma and a fanboy. So for, you use it for explaining. It's more formal than because. I couldn't play outside, for I had to study for a test. And joins 2 ideas to show that they are the same. We went to dinner and we got ice cream. Nor, used for choices between 2 negative items. He does not eat cake, nor does he eat cookies. But, using for contrast, opposite ideas. I love to eat dessert, but I am too full. Or is used for a choice. We may go to the pool or we may go home. Yet is used to show contrast. The weather was cold, yet we still had a good time. And then you can also use yet like even though. Or the weather was cold, or even though the weather was cold, we still had a good time. That's another way to think of it. It's just contrasting 2 things. And then so is the consequence of. So the cause and effect. It was raining, so we need an umbrella. So now that y'all know that, look at your assignment. It says simple or compound. Identify if the sentence is simple or compound. You're going to move the check mark to the correct box. You'll just click on it, and you can just move it one box to the other, however you want to do it. And that works perfect. What is next? So a compound sentence. We're going to do a little bit more with that real quick. So, it was a beautiful day, comma, but I saw a dark cloud in the sky. So you can even do underline or circle the subject, underline the predicate, and I always box my butt or box my fanboy. So I take my pencil and I draw a box around it because that is different. And then I make sure on the other side that I have a subject and a predicate still. You have to have both or else you just give me a comma splice. So on your notes, try putting in the comma where it goes and the correct fanboy. So with these, you're going to put the correct fanboy in each sentence. Use the notes that we did to practice that. So now we're going to simple, compound, or complex. What is a complex sentence, you might ask? We're getting to it. Okay, we've got our types of sentences. A simple sentence, 1 subject and 1 predicate. The dog ran around the backyard. A compound sentence, 2 complete sentences or independent clauses. Independent means it doesn't need anything besides what it already has to stand on its own. Combined with a comma and a fanboys. So there was a lot of traffic, comma, so we were late for school. We have there was lots of traffic, complete sentence. We were late for school, complete sentence. Combined with a comma fanboy, compound sentence. Then complex sentences. It's an independent and a dependent clause. The dependent clause will begin with a subordinating conjunction. Those are our awubis. After, although, while, all of those things. Since, until, unless. There's lots of them. So, we have those to look at. But an independent, so you have to read it and think, could that stand on its own? When I was at the park. Is when I was at the park a complete sentence? No. But is we played on the slide a complete sentence? Yes. So that is my independent. We played on the slide is dependent. Or independent. I'm sorry, y'all. It is independent. It does not need anything because it's a complete sentence. When I was at the park is dependent. It's depending on my independent clause to make it part of a sentence. These are subordinating conjunctions. After, although, as, because, before, even, if, once, since, than, though, unless, until, when, whenever, where, wherever, while. Subordinating conjunctions. So it will combine an independent and a dependent clause using a subordinating conjunction. Use a comma if the subordinating conjunction is at the beginning. So only if my subordinating conjunction is the first thing with my dependent clause, then we use a comma, independent clause. Independent clause, subordinating conjunction, dependent clause does not need a comma if it's in the middle of that sentence. A little bit more on that. These are a lot of notes to write down if you did not pick up your packet. So make sure that you're using your packet or copying all of these down. So our example, when is my subordinating conjunction? The bell rang, comma, the students went to class. The students went to class when the bell rang. We don't need a comma because it's in the middle. Okay, if it doesn't rain, comma, we will go to the zoo. Or we will go to the zoo if it doesn't rain. With, I'd say 85% of complex sentences, you can move around where your dependent clause goes. You just have to remember the comma rule. So now you're going to try these. So on this page, you're just going to tell me if it's a simple, a compound, or a complex sentence. You'll just type it in the blank. It's already there. You just click and you can start typing in the box. Then you're going to do complex sentences, which is what we just worked on. So type in the subordinating conjunction and the dependent clause. So you're making it up. You get to decide which subordinating conjunction so you can use your list from up here to help you pick one out. And then you get to create the rest. So maybe although I was sick, comma, I feel better. So I was sick. And although I was sick, I feel better. My parents give me $5 because I did my chores. See, you're just going to make it up yourself. And then at the bottom, you're going to type a complete sentences with the two, or complex sentence with the two given ones. So it already tells you everything. You just have to pick your subordinating conjunction and make sure you do the commas correctly. And that is all you have to do for this lesson. Compound, complex, and simple sentences are super duper tested. So make sure you work your very hardest. I cannot wait to see how smart y'all are. Bye, guys.